Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about the comments made by Washington football team defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio, saying that Landon Collins will remain at strong safety and Benjamin St-Juste is expected to play cornerback for them. Also a bunch of different really important information that he talked about in this interview that he did, including what will happen to Cameron Curl. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so first we'll talk about what he said about Landon Collins, but then later we'll get into Benjamin St-Juste, Derek Forrest, Shakatoni, and obviously Cameron Curl. And if you guys want to watch the interview, I think I'll leave the link in the description or in the pinned comment section so you guys can see that right there. Really good interview. So like I said, he said Landon Collins will remain at strong safety. He said that he asked Landon Collins to, lose a little bit of weight, come back a little bit lighter into camp, and he thinks that another year in the system will really help Landon Collins out. And then, so, I don't really love this. I'm okay with him staying at strong safety, but I rather have Cameron Curl starting over him in that strong safety. And it really didn't say that Landon Collins would be playing really any linebacker at all, but there would be some situations where he would be kind of lining up where a linebacker would be, but primarily will be in that safety position. And I wouldn't be surprised if he played a little bit of big nickel. And so what that means for Washington safety Cameron Curl, he said that Cameron Curl will play the big nickel, which is what he started off at. He played big nickel for us, and then once Landon Collins went out, Cameron Curl transitioned into strong safety. But also he said that Cameron Curl could play free safety for us, or he could take over for Landon at strong safety. So I think personally, if Cameron Curl is looking really good in training camp at that strong safety position, I think he's going to start over Landon Collins. But if they ask him to play a little bit of free safety, sorry about that, and he looks good, then I think they'll put Landon at strong safety and Cameron Curl at free safety. And that would be the ideal scenario. If Cameron Curl can play free safety at a very high level, we just filled one of our holes right there. And Landon Collins at strong safety, he hasn't been, worth that $80+ million contract, but, at times he's been solid for us. But I do personally think that Cameron Curl will end up being our strong safety, with Landon Collins, rotating in and out of different positions, big nickel, and depending on the packages that we, throw out there. So now on to, and you look at real quick, Cameron Curl had a great year last year, 88 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 interceptions, a touchdown in his first year as a 7th round pick. He is only going to get better, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Another versatile guy, and he's probably going to be playing a bunch of different positions. And honestly, another thing to keep in mind is that who knows, how Landon Collins is recovering. He's 6 months out of the surgery or something. He was doing some sprints the other day on his Instagram, but who knows if he's going to be fully ready for the season. So yeah, Landon Collins, he definitely wasn't great last year in the first few games. The last couple games he started to do a little bit better, but right when he was playing his best game against the Cowboys, he got hurt. So yeah, that was unfortunate. So now on to Benjamin St-Juste. So he was pretty, upfront about it and said that, Benjamin St-Juste is a cornerback, probably going to be on the outside. And, Jack Del Rio said he really likes his length and his quickness. So I think Benjamin St-Juste ideally would be an outside cornerback. And, maybe, I don't know if he's going to be ready to start year one, but in an ideal scenario, you would have William Jackson obviously on the outside, Benjamin St-Juste also on the other side, and then Kendall Fuller in the slot. That would be an amazing cornerback, a trio right there if Benjamin St-Juste develops to where we want him to be, but I really like this player, and I think in a year or so he's going to end up being a great player for us. And we'll see if he starts right away. I don't think he will, but I think he'll definitely get some playing time early on. He was a third-round pick for us. Real quickly, he also said that Jamin Davis will, learn both Sam and Will spots, and they'll see where he fits best. So it doesn't seem like, Jamin Davis is going to play a lot of Mike linebacker this year. Could, though, if, he surprises them a little bit. He might be their middle linebacker. Sounds like it's either going to be Bostic or Holcomb. Holcomb can play middle linebacker, but this past season it was mostly John Bostic who was playing it. So we'll see. Jamin Davis, very versatile, can play pretty much every linebacker position, and I'm excited to see what he can do this year in his rookie year. So next is Shakatoni. Played at Penn State this year. A lot of people thought he was going to go a lot earlier than he ended up going, and Jack Del Rio really liked him and William Bradley King, but he thinks that he said that Shakatoni is going to get some reps at the linebacker position. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Do they see him more as a linebacker? It does seem like that, and maybe he's a Sam linebacker with a little bit of, he'll be a little bit of a situational pass rusher as well, because Shakatoni did play some linebacker in college, but he's going to be fighting to make a roster spot. But I do think he will end up making a roster spot, whether it be as an edge guy or as a linebacker or a little bit of both, which I think is what's going to end up happening. I think he'll play a little bit of linebacker and a little bit of that situational edge rusher that we do need, especially if Ryan Kerrigan does not come back. So, last quick thing, he talked about Derek Forrest a little bit. He does like him, he has a good relationship with a coach at Cincinnati, but he thinks that Derek Forrest is going to start off on special teams and work his way up from there. Derek Forrest, very high character guy, and I really like him. I think he, like Jack Del Rio said, going to start at special teams, and maybe he can work himself in to the rotation. He's very similar to DeShazier Everett. Both safeties, both really good in special teams. So I definitely think DeShazier Everett is going to make the roster, but it wouldn't surprise me if Derek Forrest is absolutely balling out in training camp. Maybe it pushes DeShazier Everett out. Who knows? Going to be interesting to see. But yeah, this was a really good interview by Jack Del Rio with Julie Donaldson. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, the biggest takeaways, they think Landon Collins is going to remain at strong safety. Whether that means he's starting or not, that's still to be determined. I also think it's interesting. Cameron Curl might end up being free safety. He has those skills. He has played it a little bit before in college, but he is primarily a strong safety. That's his natural position. But who knows what he ends up doing, at that free safety position if he is asked to do that. I know last training camp he did get some reps with the second or third team at that free safety position. So we will see. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me know what you guys think about all of these different takeaways, and subscribe if you guys are new. Hit that like button, turn on those notifications so you never miss a video, and peace.